Well, good teams win, great teams cover. Again, it sucked. It wasn't good. It wasn't fun. But Baylor won a basketball game. This is Locked On Baylor.
You are Locked On Baylor, your daily podcast on the Baylor Bears, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Locked On Baylor. I'm Drake Toll from Sports Illustrated's Inside the Bears. That's Cameron Stewart from Sports Illustrated's Inside the Bears for now. Welcome into Locked On Baylor. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. The Super Bowl last night, man. I know it's a Baylor show. I had the Eagles minus 1.5, and all I can say is wow. Just wow. Wow.
That's all you need to leave it. Those commercials, hilarious.
That one, it got whopper, 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 whopper.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that one before. That was crazy, man.
It's stuck in my head. It's going
not
viral
as good as
on
it
Twitter.
used to be. Not as good as they used to be, for sure.
Yeah. No, that Doritos commercial. Remember the Doritos commercial from a few years back? The guy in the time machine, the old man in the time machine. That's classic. Remember the year that they made beer people pay like $1 million for every second that the beer commercial lasted? So Miller just did 1 second commercials.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Was like 10 years ago. I don't know if you were alive.
Beer ever.
I wasn't alive. I wasn't born yet. Baylor basketball, they won, but it wasn't good. It was like they got down by 10. I want to open again. And
I would say good, not pretty.
If you know me, you done been knowing that Flo Thamba and we have our qualms. I could be a bigger Flo Thamba fan. And I keep wanting him to play well. I'm rooting for you, Flo. I am. But he played 16 minutes and had 0 rebounds. He is the center, the 5, the big man. He played 16 minutes and had 0 rebounds.
That's tough to do, man.
Like you're there. You're
to do as a guard.
You're beside the basket. It's where you live. This is where you camp out. This is your job. And at some point, Josh O's got to come back and split some of those minutes up. Hey, look, Everyday John also had a bad game until the last 10 minutes or so. Yeah. He did. He didn't score in the game at all. The last 10 minutes, he picked it up. Great hustle plays because Flo was on the bench.
Looks slow for the first
Notice. Yeah, Fran made mention of that too. It was like, this guy just doesn't have it like he did. Like,
just getting beat off the dribble a couple of times. Yeah.
Hold on there, Fran.
Thanks, Fran.
Notice that when Baylor was down by 10, Flo Thamba checked out of the game, and Baylor won said basketball game.
Look, I've always been a huge Flo defender, and I'm gonna keep defending that wall.
He's
Drake.
Not a huge Flo defender.
Drake, I'm gonna keep defending that wall. When you are going up pound for pound against a guy, I think maybe the best center in the conference, Eddie Lampkin. When you're just banging with him all day, it's tough to go and grab down those rebounds.
Whoa. I got the box score pulled up, but Eddie Lampkin didn't log any minutes. Did he not play?
That's got to be a glitch.
Oh,
there's no way Flo Thamba didn't get a single rebound against someone not named.
Flo Thamba had 0 rebounds against the backup center at TCU. Insert name here. Oh, this.
Oh, but he's that guy from City State.
No, Fran would be able to tell you. Probably Denton Geyer. I actually think it was Denton Geyer because Fran Fraschil's favorite thing to do.
Geyer, man.
Is to be like this kid from Tillman, Ohio. All right, thank you. Glad we know now.
How many points did Langston Love score in high school?
Fran would know.
This kid scored 3,000 points in high school.
You didn't see it because your ESPN app was glitching. They showed the injury. They slowed it down, zoomed it in, and they opened the show, and Mark Neely goes, "Welcome to chilly Fort Worth, where it's sunny but cold. Let's take a look at one of the most gruesome injuries of the past couple of years, and we'll slow it down if you missed it." Oh, why?
And I couldn't get in yet because of the ESPN app, but I'm sure Fran Fraschilla said something along the lines of, I was 10 feet away when this happened. I saw the leg snap.
He screamed it, by
every
the way.
day on Chamwa Chachua. Like, play the hits, Fran.
Thought it was so funny. We get to the very end of the game where, look, hey, let's be honest ourselves.
This guy's got a lovely girlfriend. I know her name.
He did say that.
I thought when he was saying that, I thought for sure, Drake, he was going with, and some punk on Twitter thought he was dating Margot Robbie.
That would have been awesome.
I was ready for the Say My Name tweet.
Icing on the cake. I was, if you didn't watch the game, this podcast is not for you, by the way, because these are all very niche things.
Yeah.
We're not even recapping. We're playing the hits. So John Jacobs is on the sideline. I love that Fran's naming
Jacobs.
people like Lauren Harrison, right? Is Chama Chacha's girlfriend. Fran knows. Your cough's insane. Fran knows.
I'm on a bender of a cough right now. I am so drugged up. I have first off, can we do a quick aside here? Because great tweet that went a little under the radar. Went to a doctor the other day, Dr. Pepper in Waco, Texas. I cannot make these feces up. I seriously can't. And she is drugging the crap out of me, man. Which, look, fine. If it's going to work, it's going to work. I am on 4 separate drugs right now, which includes an inhaler, antibiotic. I don't even know. One I got to take 2 a day. One I got to take 1 a day. I'm also on top of that, just ripping Ricolas. Absolutely deleting Ricolas. I just did some Mucinex D, no free ads, but hoping that works.
You got it at FanDuel.
And went all out of Delsum, which is the strongest stuff you can get over the counter. And I am not through this. I am not through this, Drake. I am battling for this podcast today. No other symptoms whatsoever. So I'm not sick. You know what I mean?
You can't get me. You can't get me sick here.
I know, bad time to get sick. But I think it's severe early onset bronchitis. I think this could take a turn for the worse. I heard bronchitis leads to Lou Gehrig's disease, so I'm not happy about that.
That's cough like bronchitis.
Yes. Yes. The Bulldozer, my father, also has bronchitis. So clearly passing on the male pattern baldness, the extreme nerddom, and the bronchitis. So happy for that. Almost threw out my back moving this lovely coffee table you see behind me today. So I'm in it right now. I'm in it. And I am battling for this podcast. It's all dry coughs too, which is supposedly better because you don't want the phlegm, but the phlegm's a little more satisfying. You can buy some more time. Last night, Drake, I was coughing mini coughs for literally 2 straight hours.
Are you comparing?
I couldn't breathe without coughing.
You comparing your comeback to Jonathan John? Where you're going with this? Is that the segue?
In 52 weeks, they should be rolling this tape. Now, look, when I lived in Odessa, I had a cough because I clearly had bronchitis, obviously. And Odessa, if you haven't been, is all dirt, just entirely dirt. They don't have any grass.
So everyone's got bronchitis.
So it's just breathing it in. And I'm telling you, Drake, I was coughing so much, my entire body went numb. I thought I was going to pass out driving a car because of coughing. The whole thing, I felt when your foot falls asleep, that was my whole body. I was like, am I going to shut down? The only other time I've gotten that feeling, speaking of Super Bowl in Glendale, Arizona, was Super Bowl 49 when the Seahawks were at the goal line. And my body just shut down. In fact, I got the similar feeling against Oklahoma State, the Big 12 championship game a couple years ago when they were at the goal line. That feeling of the next 5 to 10 seconds of my life is going to change my life forever. I'm going to remember this moment forever, and it's probably going to be bad. Both those turned out to be good. The cough, I guess I survived, but I am in it right now. So please forgive me if you hear some coughing in the background. I'm going to get away from the mic. But look, am I going to wait these things? No, but I'm right up there with JTT.
Yeah,
you're right
feeling it. Obviously, you're passionate about this topic.
I'm so pissed about it, dude, because I'm do I need to go somewhere else? What is happening to my body? People have bronchitis. They should figure this out. How long is this going to take? I got 5 days worth of some of these meds. Is it going to be the 5 days? Do I have to do all 5 days before I feel a little bit better?
There's got to be a doctor listening that can help. Somebody, Dr. Pepper.
We get a doctor on the LOB, please. I should have gone to I didn't even list him as my primary care physician because I went once because I was peeing too much. And it turns out I was just drinking Diet Coke for dinner. This was in July. I was Doc, seriously. I was right at the end of my parents' health insurance. And I was Doc, look, I'm getting up 5 times a night to drop a pee. What's going on here? And he was such a funny tweet. We went through some urine tests and everything. He's like, no, it's fine. Are you drinking soda for dinner? And I was like, yeah.
I saw somebody tweet, I haven't had a Diet Coke. I saw somebody tweet, I haven't had a Diet Coke in a year, 2 months, and 2 weeks. That was the whole tweet. And look, yes.
Stronger man than I. I went a whole year without drinking soda.
I want to celebrate that, but how do I respond to this tweet? And what do I say?
Correct.
Is it my role as a follower of this person to respond this is a great health choice, and I'm proud of that person, but I don't like.
Was this tweet supposed to be funny, or
I was like, I don't know what to do. I hope it's not serious. Like, that's good. You're probably saving yourself a lot of medical heartache.
Yeah, it's probably good.
I love that. It's Jonathan. They're talking about his injury, and they pan the athletic trainer, and Fran just starts naming people, which Fran does a lot, by the way.
Fran loves name dropping people. Holy Lord, man.
Naming people. And then he names the athletic trainer. You can tell, these camera people, if you don't know this at home, this is some insider baseball. These camera people are given these rap sheets pregame that have the face of every person who exists. So whenever Fran Fraschilla says their name, they can go find someone that looks like this face. And the camera person pans to John Jacobs randomly on the bench. And Fran's like, and that's John Jacobs. And I know what's happening in my heart of hearts. The camera person thinks John Jacobs is the athletic trainer. And so Fran's trying to make this awesome point. And then he's got to be like, and John Jacobs was there too, watching John the whole way.
Look, we give him a lot of flack, but that's a pro. That's a pro
guy,
right there.
He's just, I couldn't do that.
I was too blinded by it because I was like, are they seriously talking about this guy when I am out here battling through this cough?
The guy. So Flagler, the ball goes out of bounds. Look, it's probably out of bounds on Flagler. The refs were bad. They're always bad. It's the Big 12. The ball probably goes out of bounds on Flagler, but they're replaying it. Definitely not inconclusive evidence. I mean, very well could have gone with this kid's thigh. And then Fran goes, I'm sorry for the viewer. And then he hands his monitor to the officiating crew. What are we doing in a real life Big 12 college basketball game?
And this officiating crew with Joe Smith from Shaker Heights, Ohio, same hometown as Dale Bonner.
Becker Reed High School.
A lot of referee talent.
This guy's good. He's a pro's pro.
And Dan Smithson from Bishop Hendricken High School in Rhode Island, state baseball power.
West Gibbs Carey, good lady.
We're already off the rails before even really talking about the game. The best, I think, iteration of that camera fake out, second President Obama inauguration, front row, Bill Russell, whose birthday would have been yesterday. R.I.P. the great Bill Russell, as you can see.
Recently,
I kind of like the Celtics. Died on my birthday, which is bang unfortunate. I had a tweet ready to go. This is another aside. Had a tweet ready to go of like, thank God went through another year of my birthday without something like historically bad happening. And I was more talking about like a 9/11 type thing where you just remember the date forever, but that wasn't good. Anyway,
December 7th.
Bill Russell's in front row. He's wearing a Celtics hat.
December 7th would have been better.
And they're live on the news, like CNBC or whatever the hell. And the guy goes, that's Morgan Freeman, I think. And I'm like, look, I mean, they look similar. They've got, they both got some facial hair with some salt and pepper in there.
It's just long road to recovery. There's the athletic trainer and John Jacobs was.
What if he just started doing like the Jimmy Fallon breakdown? What if he was like John Jacobs, and we just started getting lit on ESPN Plus.
Still one of the wildest things to happen. Like some producer went to Baylor for sure. That's what happened, and then he was like, "All right." Fallon's like, all right, whatever. I'll sing their names. John.
Alvin works the third.
Scott Drew. This episode today is sadly brought to you by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. I'm going to get fired. LinkedIn's not going to want their names associated to today's podcast. We haven't had anything go off the rails like this in a long time. Give me a break. As a small business owner or a hiring manager, you know that success in 2023 all depends on the team members that you surround yourself with. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experiences to help you achieve your goals. LinkedIn Jobs helps you quickly attract qualified candidates to your open jobs and targeting tools. They go beyond resume data by using insights for your job post, company, and their 875 million member profiles to put your post in front of the most qualified candidates. Identify the most qualified candidates on LinkedIn Jobs and connect with them fast for free. LinkedIn Jobs makes it easy to screen and rate applicants based on your job applications all on one platform. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus their leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. LinkedIn.com/lockedoncollege. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions. Those things do apply. All right, we went way off the rails. The game was bad.
Oh, yeah.
Game was bad. Flo Thamba had no rebounds, which is not good. Jonathan Chachua did not score any points. Adam Flagler, they said air ball.
So surely TCU won the game, Drake.
Right, you would think so. No Mike Miles, no Eddie Lampkin. Baylor should have blown them out, blown their doors off. They chanted airball at Flagler, and he didn't take a shot for like 10 minutes. He was like, all right, yeah, I airballed it. I'm going to sit myself. And then the next shot he takes, just back iron, like couldn't have missed it worse. So it's like, oh, shoot. This is it. Our goose is cooked. And then lo and behold, the guy scores 28. He comes back. They stopped chanting airball for some reason. Scores 28 points.
That's weird.
He
was pretty good. 28 in like a minute and a half.
Yeah, and Baylor wins the basketball game. No. Look, this is a very Damian Ball was good until that last shot where he was like, "It's me. This is my shot." You have 9 seconds to go. He's like,
that kind of won Baylor the game.
16 foot. I'm going to do a hook shot. I'm going to do a little Kareem hook shot here for no reason whatsoever.
That was almost like a Bobby Plum push shot.
It was like, what's the point in this? Drive the basket. Anything you can do, Adam Flagler, I can do better. Just a terrible shot. What was the point of that? What do you think they're talking about on Locked On TCU today? You think it was as entertaining as this?
Probably that shot. I mean, hey, there's a lot of positives to take for TCU. I mean, we kind of knew this, but that defense is good, man.
Yeah.
On its day, that might be the best defense in the conference, with all due respect to Iowa State.
We're down. So Iowa State lost at home.
Again, at home. They can't win on the road, and now they can't win at home. And Kansas State loses too.
What's this Pete Souza curse?
It's opening, man. It's
not. It's not, because Texas and Kansas. That's our problem. Texas
this schedule is not great to round out the season. Not that Baylor can't, but realistically,
at Kansas is not fun.
At Kansas State still,
it's not fun.
Home against Texas. I mean, realistically, 5-1, and one of those wins has to be against Texas.
Yeah, at home.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
West Virginia,
Texas,
at home
Iowa State
tonight. West Virginia at home.
State. Yeah.
How do you think that crowd's going to be?
Are you about as good as OU last Wednesday?
Am I going to leave at halftime again?
I think you made it to the under 16.
Close ish. Yeah, that was not a very fun game. I think it's probably going to be pretty similar. West Virginia's not good, but they're sneaky.
But because we got to talk about the game a little bit, because you're going to toss to Scott in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm past due. I was supposed to toss to Scott a little bit ago.
I'm not that mad at Baylor. I probably should be, because they should have won comfortably. They should have won comfortably. Like, they should have been in control of that game.
They covered.
They did cover. And I don't want to face TCU again. I don't.
No.
I don't.
No. They would win. They would beat Baylor. They just a matchup nightmare. They're way bigger than Baylor.
But this reminds me a little bit of last year and 2021, to be honest. And in 2021, I remember the Bulldozer again. I'm bringing up my bronchitis-laden father again. He was saying in like 2021, he was like, if there's a team that can control the paint, Baylor's going to lose. And I was like, okay, but there's like no team is doing that.
Yeah,
like, that's just not happening. And Villanova controlled the paint against Baylor, and Baylor still won in the tournament. So it was the same thing last year, and I wasn't really buying it. And you ran into a team that dominated the paint in North Carolina and beat you. And now I'm like, wow, they got outscored 50-26 in the paint on Saturday.
And they won
50 of the 68 points by TCU. Like, I don't want to roll that dice again. I don't. And I'm still sticking with my guns in that most teams aren't playing like that anymore. But I don't want to put it to that. I don't want to face a North Carolina in the second round. But they won. Which they were doing in the conference last year. And that opening is there, Drake.
Yeah.
I suck if UT won it. They probably deserve it at this point. If the season ended today, they would win it, and they would absolutely.
Yeah, the coach got fired for domestic violence in the middle of the year.
Yeah, credit to Rodney Terry. Is he going to be hired full time?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Can't help but root for those kids, man. And as well as he's done. Yeah. Well,
Louisville might open up after 1 year.
Or will it be a Mark Adams deal? Because the whole Mark experience, I feel like Texas Tech fans are kind
of. Or does Rodney Terry coach at Texas Tech next year?
That'd be awesome. Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like Mark Adams, you got to give the guy a little bit more of a chance. Remember when we saw him, when you and I talked to him, God, he was just sad. He was really sad, man.
He was devastated. Actually, you know who the next head coach at Texas Tech is going to be?
Bill.
John Calipari.
Yeah, what's going on with that guy?
John Calipari. It's gonna be the next.
He's got the best player in the country. Oscar Tshiebwe, to me, is still the best player in the country. He's a unit. He gets his every night.
It kind of stink, man.
They can't win. They lost to an Arkansas team that lost at home to Mississippi State.
And they haven't won a tournament game in years. Bro.
Ashley Hodge tweeted it out. Baylor is 119 in their last 4 years. What?
He nailed that tweet, by the way. Unlike my
lost.
Big 12 conference tweet. He nailed that tweet. That's absurd, man. Like that is.
And they're like
20. People won't call them a blue blood, but those are blue blood numbers right there.
Fank posted too, and was like, it was also a good tweet that Baylor is 31-7 in Big 12 road in their last 38 Big 12 road games, 25-7, which is just insane. Still 25 in road games in the Big 12.
Kansas.
Who's allowing us to do this? These are the best numbers in the country. I chose a school. I make this point to myself sometimes. There are kids who went to Duke. There are kids who went to North Carolina. There are people out there that
UCLA,
Gonzaga, major basketball fans are like,
Michigan
I'm going to a school that's really good at basketball because I love basketball. I'm going to go to Syracuse because I love Jim Boeheim.
Tradition.
And these people, look, they can go to school for 4 years, get a grad degree for 2 extra years, become a doctor, and never see their team win a national championship. I went to Baylor. I didn't go to Baylor they got a shot to win a national championship in basketball while I'm there, so I'm going to go. I want to root for a team that wins a national title in basketball. I didn't choose Baylor for that, and they won it. Of all the schools I could have chosen.
And what's crazy is
it's like winning the lottery.
They could go to the Final Four this year.
Dying the next day.
Wouldn't bet the mortgage on it, but they absolutely could. They're one of those teams.
Yeah.
And this could be the lowest seeded team that you would have seen. Your freshman year, they would have been a 1 seed, probably, maybe 2. Back-to-back 1 seeds, and this will probably still be a 3 or a 2.
Yeah. Well, the Big 12 has 0 1 seeds because Bama's schedule's super easy.
They'll beat each other.
Purdue's schedule's easy. And
we've been wrong about this the last couple of years, but I wouldn't be surprised if half the Elite 8 teams are Big 12 teams.
Yeah.
I could see Baylor, Kansas, Texas,
TCU, a healthy
Iowa
TCU,
State,
man.
Any of those teams can make a run.
Oklahoma State's good now.
Yeah, I don't know if they're Elite 8 good, but they are good. They played really well yesterday.
Somebody's going to sneak in. West Virginia's going to sneak in, or Oklahoma. They're bad. They need help. West Virginia's going to sneak in, and they're going to win. They're going to go to the Elite 8, and they're going to keep Bob Huggins. That's just what happens. Remember that one year they let Oklahoma in because they had Trae Young? It was not a good Oklahoma team. Not a good Oklahoma team. And round 1, it was an 8-9, and they lost to Rhode Island.
Yeah.
It's why are they here?
Don't sleep on the Rams.
Why are these guys here? It's they only let them in for Trae Young, and it didn't work out.
I had another tangent to go on. It would have been quick, but I don't remember it. What were we talking about?
Yeah.
Duke, Baylor, Michigan State, Louisville being bad.
National championships.
I think we need to stick around and work this out so I can go on my tangent.
Is it that bad? Is it burning?
All
right, Scott Drew.
Duke got hosed, man.
Overtime, Virginia.
They got hosed at the end of regulation.
What do you got for us, Scott?
I'm just going to keep it.
Take it away, Scott.
I want to say that's Big 12 basketball. I know TCU had a couple guys out, and Coach Dixon's a great coach and put them in position to win the game. And then we all know the importance of good guard play, and LJ and Adam really came through. 17 for 27, and then I thought the last 8 minutes defensively we finally got a couple stops. They did a great job executing their stuff. Obviously, as a staff, our game plan needed to be better. I think last 8 minutes we got back to pressuring a little more, and that helped.
Question?
Adam, you guys kind of caught fire, especially you in the last 5 minutes. What happened there? Do you feel like you guys kind of got in that groove, and especially with your shooting?
We felt at the end of the day that it was time to buckle down. And, as a team, we wanted to be connected. And there was, a lot in the sense of everything wasn't going our way. But I want to give credit to my Lord and Savior. Regardless of the situation, every day is not going to be our day. But he's always reliant. And, we depend on him. We always play for audience and one. And that's what we showed out there, to stay together and play for audience and one.
Coach, can you talk about the way LJ played, especially in the first half?
Yeah, he coming off an injury. We didn't know what to expect, and the guys did a great job finding him, setting good screens for him, Adam does a great job, and when guys get hot, making sure that they get opportunities, and that's why he's a great leader. But LJ gave us a big lift there, and then Adam gave us a big lift down the stretch.
Scott, this looked like a lot different game than the first time. They were getting a lot of transition baskets. This seemed like more of a half-court game.
Yeah, our transition defense is improved, and with their guys out, they went really interior and did a lot of stuff in the paint. And sometimes you overthink game plans, and we try to back off, and that probably wasn't the best thing to do in hindsight because they still got the ball inside. So in the last 8 minutes, we did more what we do, and I think that helped.
Scott, it seemed like the most physical team was going to win this game when it came down to the end. What does that say about your team today, grading this one out? Well,
I mean, rebounding-wise, we're number one in the conference, and they had 14 to 11 second chance points on us, and we had one rebound at the half. And you got to give them credit. It's not like we didn't fight, but they just were tougher. And then second half, I thought we did a better job getting to the glass and doing what we normally do. And but I agree with Adam 100%. Every day is not going to be your day, but it's a blessing when you play. And I know praying Mike gets back and Eddie gets back and we stay healthy, because these are great games for coaches and players, because they're really hard fought. The crowds are into it, and they're a lot of fun. And they're short-lived. College is 4 years, with COVID maybe 5 or 6, but it's a short time.
Adam, you guys have had a lot more success on the road than most teams in the Big 12. Why do you feel like that is?
Our toughness, I feel like Coach Drew preps us for moments like this, to go on the road. We know that everybody's against us, but, we know what we're playing for at the end of the day. And it just prepares us for the long haul and what we want to do, come March Madness, and being able to win these games just continues to prep us for just bigger and better down the road.
Scott, Keontae played, I think, sparingly in the second half. Is that a situational thing? Or?
Yeah, situational. Langston, LJ, and Adam were in a groove. We were starting to get some stops, and that's why you got to have depth. Every day's not your day. And Keontae's had days where it's his day, and then that's Adam, same thing. LJ, the coach has got to have depth, because you got to have people step up on days where it's just not your day.
Coach, can you talk about your perimeter defense today? It seemed to be big for you.
Well, I don't know. I'll let Adam talk. We weren't very happy with our defense, so.
Yeah, they did an exceptional job of cutting, moving the ball. Credit to Coach Dixon, how he manipulates the game. We had some adjustments we had to make with the coaching staff. They came in, told us what we needed to get done, and we just had to put our effort out there and just try to get the job done.
Scott, I guess, like you said, you weren't real pleased. Was it mostly because they were getting so many shots in the paint?
Yeah, all the layups. Yeah.
What was breaking down there, do you think?
Well, we tried to back up and pack it in, and I think that lack of aggression probably made it easier for them to get it inside. So that's on us coaches. And last 8 minutes, I think we started extending a little bit more, and that's normally what we do. So probably overthought this one.
Coach, I saw you pretty animated over there, pounding your chest there at the end. What kind of...
Oh, that's because we finally had somebody hit our chest. We did good defensively, so I was proud of the guys, and that was a great stop. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's tough keeping good players in front of you, and our guys have worked hard at getting better at it, and I was just proud of the effort on that play.
Talk a little bit about the atmosphere being fun and kind of energetic. Can you talk about how the atmosphere in Fort Worth has kind of changed in your tenure down at Waco?
Oh, the arena and where they got the students and everything. I mean, I think SMU, Houston, Texas's new arena, TCU's new arena, our new arena next year makes basketball a lot more enjoyable. Great atmosphere. Students, I think, have a lot more fun at it, and it's really wise and smart to have smaller venues that are on top of you where people can get involved. And you can ask Adam how he feels with that, but I like them big arenas where you can't hear people as much.
Scott, another quick turnaround. You've already played a couple big Monday games. Does that help, having played a couple of those already, going into this one?
You learn from all your experiences, but this is the Big 12. Every game is a battle. Every game's a fight. We'll get rest, rejuvenate, prepare, and try to do as good a job as we can getting the guys ready in a short period.
And West Virginia's they've been winning more lately. What have you been seeing from them?
I know they played today. Did they win, lose? They're going to be happy, I know. So, no, they've been playing great basketball, and Coach Huggins does a great job. And I think they were coming together. I don't know what happened today, but in this league, if you're having an off night and the other team's having an on one, it can be ugly.
Adam, how about just from a player's perspective, the quick turnaround?
It's definitely tough, but at the end of the day, we signed up for this. We want moments like this to where we can play on a big Monday, and we try to take full advantage of it. So we're going to be excited. We're going to rest as much as we can and just be ready.
One more for Adam. Big win for you guys getting revenge against TCU. Obviously a heartbreaker last time they came to Farrell Center. How much does this mean to the guys to pull this one out?
It means a lot. At the end of the day, we want to win every game, and with Big 12, it's literally like a March Madness game every time we step on the court. So it was real exciting. We enjoyed it, and we're just glad to come out with a road win because it's super tough.
That was Scott Drew. Happy Scott Drew, by the way. They won. I don't know what this was today, but I needed it. It was like a therapy session. I don't go to therapy.
This felt like July. This felt like
it did. There's some great shows we did in the summer though. Like if I go back and pick out some shows where it just kind of goes off the walls, there's some of the best contents there. And I felt like today your medical history and that conversation was good.
I'm passionate about it, man. I mean,
Steven from Virginia's going to like it. Scotty Swingler's going to like it. There are people that are going to like this. Scotty B, Scott B.
I'm trying to think of any other like medical ailments I have. My bowel issues. I mean, it's not like an everyday thing, but it can get bad.
People have long COVID. You have long dysentery.
In fact, this hat I was wearing when on the Logan Express bus. Oh man, I told you about that story. That was
you did.
That was a different kind of body shutting down. But I thought I was going to pass out. I was sweating. We were in the HOV lane in Boston traffic going to the airport at like the 4th stop terminal. I was like, this is going to be terrible. I made it. I've always made it.
It always will be. Please come back tomorrow. We'll recap the West Virginia game. Locked on Baylor.